Hello, everyone. My name is Emma Higgins. I'm Grid San Diego's Development and Communications Officer. I wanted to make sure that you attended this pretty brief volunteer orientation, just so you understand who Grid Alternatives is, how you fit into our community, and what to expect on the worksite on the day of your installation. This presentation is only going to last around 20 to 25 minutes, but please pay especially close attention to the notes about safety and what you should be wearing on the worksite on the day. You see my email address at the bottom of the screen there. If you have any questions after this, please don't hesitate to reach out to me, and I'm happy to answer your questions. Okay. So we're going to start off with a little bit about Grid's vision and mission. So Grid's mission statement is to make renewable energy technology and job training accessible to underserved communities. So we really want communities of concern to have full access to all of the benefits of that renewable energy technology can provide, whether that's solar on their rooftop, whether that's access to jobs in that industry. We want to make sure that everybody's included. We are the country's largest nonprofit solar installer, and you're a little bit special. You're not only helping to fund a solar system for a client, you're also helping to install the solar system on their rooftop. So thank you very much. And then this is who founded Grid. So on the left is our COO, Tim Sears, and on the right is our CEO, Erica Mackey. So Erica and Tim are two engineering professionals who were implementing large-scale renewable energy and energy efficiency projects for the private sector. They noticed that the many people who really needed solar savings and could benefit from that booming solar economy were not getting access. And so they started Grid Alternatives up in Oakland in 2001. And as you'll see from this slide, we've obviously grown quite a bit since then. So we're all across California, obviously including in San Diego, but we also have an office in Colorado, in Washington, D.C. We have a tribal program that travels all across the country. And then we also have an international program, and we just moved into Mexico. We're doing work over there on orphanages. If you have any interest in getting involved in our Mexico work, please let me know. And here are some of the sort of metrics of our impact. So this is org-wide across the country. So we've installed around, well over 14,000 systems, solar systems now. In San Diego, we've installed probably around, I want to say, 1,100 solar systems at this point. And those are the kilowatts installed combined. Those lifetime savings are what we expect people to save over the lifetime of their system, so around 20 to 25 years. That's the amount of volunteers that have been up on the roof with us. Some of those are going to be paid trainees, some of those are going to be people that have come out for one day, some of those are people that have come out for months on end. Huge variety. And then that is, again, those tons of greenhouse gas emissions is lifetime as well, projected emissions impact. Okay, so now you've heard a little bit more about who Grid is, where we were founded, where we are in the country. I want to talk a little bit about the actual installation. So I like to point out that this roof is very steep. You won't be working on a roof that steep for your installation, but you will be handling solar panels that look a lot like that. Okay, so what to expect? This is a sample timeline, so it may be that you have something different happening on your workday. Do check in with your point person within your company just to make sure that you know exactly what's going on. But we usually start things around 8:30 a.m. You're welcome to get there a bit earlier than that. We like to start the safety huddle around 8:30. We'll have some group photos. We will hopefully sort of start work around 9 a.m. We'll take a lunch break at 12. Usually about half an hour. We'll sit down in the shade and eat some lunch, and then try and get back to work around 12:30. And then you should be sort of cleaning up and departing around 3:30 p.m. If you have specific needs, like you need to leave a bit earlier, then please just let us know. We can make sure that you're off the work site whenever you need to be off the work site. And then a little bit about what to actually expect, what you're going to be doing. So array work is being up on the roof, and then electrical work is down on the ground. So if you're up on the roof, you're going to be measuring out where that solar array is going to sit on the roof. You're going to be installing attachments and flashing, racking, basically the things that the solar panels will be sitting on top of. You're going to be mounting the inverters. There's a different inverter for each solar panel. And then you're going to actually ultimately, hopefully, be installing those modules up onto the roof as well. And then down on the ground, you're going to be preparing a lot of the things they're going to be installing up on the roof for them. So cutting and splicing the rails. You're going to be bending conduit for the wires so that the wires have housing. And then you're also going to be testing all of those modules to make sure that they're all working properly before we actually put them up on the roof. And then I just wanted to cover who's going to be leading your installation. So this person in this picture is not specifically the person who's going to be leading your installation, but somebody in a blue shirt like the one that she's wearing is going to be leading your installation. So solar installation supervisors, or SISs as we call them, you should have possibly 3, at least 2, out on the worksite with you. They will be project managing the entire job. They know everything about the design. They know they've installed hundreds, if not thousands, of solar systems between them. They're very, very experienced, extremely skilled, especially when it comes to explaining things in a really simple way. Almost everyone that the SISs work with is learning about solar, so never be afraid to ask them questions. They will be, they're the main authority, so they'll be watching over you all day, making sure that things are running as they should, making sure you're not doing anything unsafe. And then they're also going to be first aid and CPR trained. And they will be leading the safety talk in the morning, and they will be introducing themselves to you, up front. And so it'll be really obvious who they are. Okay, I just want to go over a few safety expectations. So safety is king at Grid. It really is the most important thing for us, especially given that we work with so many inexperienced volunteers every day. So I just want to, we're going to go over, there'll be a much more in-depth safety talk on the day of the actual installation, but I just wanted to go over a few very, very basic points today. So number one, it really is about safety over speed for us. We're not like a Sunrun or a Tesla. We're not trying to get like hundreds of these installs done a day. We're doing like a few a day, and we really don't need to go at any great speed. If we don't finish the job, like I said, it's not the end of the world. We can come back and finish it up the next day. Our staff can. It's really about you having a good time. Respect the authority of the SIS. They will be leading you through the day, and if you listen to them, you listen to their directives, then you're going to be fine. And then don't ever feel, that any question is stupid. I ask questions all the time still. I've been going out on the worksite for over 4 years now, and I still need help with things. So just don't ever be afraid to ask. Don't ever try and do something without being 100% sure what it is that your objective is. And then what to wear. This is really important. I've seen people turn up to the worksite in flip-flops before. So we really need to make sure that you're wearing closed-toe shoes. Ideally, they're quite lightweight, maybe sneakers. We don't want to damage the roof, so no like big, heavy, clumpy work boots. They should have grip, and they should fit you well, and they should be comfortable. Really, it's probably a better idea to wear pants, especially if you're going to be up on the roof, because otherwise your knees will get kind of scuffed up. But I know that it can get quite warm here, so if you want to wear shorts, then we'll have some knee pads available for you. Make sure that you wear sun protection. We'll have some sunscreen on site, but do bring your own. If you can bear to wear long sleeves, then that's kind of the best sun protection of all. You may have a company t-shirt that you're going to be wearing. That's totally fine. We'll have some Grid shirts on site if you want to just take 1 or 2 away as a souvenir. You're welcome to. And And then I think that's about it. If you want to bring your own, if you have your own like safety glasses, you can't wear sunglasses underneath your safety glasses, so just be prepared for that. If you have tinted safety glasses you want to wear, you can bring those along with you. As long as they're up to standard for us, then you're more than welcome to wear them on the work site. And then personal protective equipment. So we'll provide all of this, everything you need to install solar, we will provide. So we will provide you with hard hats. We'll provide you with safety rated glasses, although as I just kind of mentioned, we don't have any tinted ones. So you just have to be prepared to not have sunglasses for the day. Gloves, ear protection. Obviously this person's also wearing like a high vis vest. We'll have some of those available. Harness. Just be prepared, you're going to have to wear this stuff. So usually a hard hat is kind of the first thing on at the beginning of the day, and then it's like the last thing off at the end of the install as well. And if you have long hair, bring a hair tie with you. You want to make sure that's out of your face, it's not getting caught in anything during the installation. You also have to take off, you're also going to have to take off rings, so it might be easiest to just leave those at home. And any other kind of like jewelry that is prohibitive is going to have to be taken off too. Full protection wise, you'll be wearing body harnesses. So as you can see in this picture on the left, that's actually Alex Honnold, for those of you who are into rock climbing. He's a very famous rock climber, and he has been out on a few grid installations with us, and we even make him wear a harness. We like to joke about that a little bit. So you'll be clipped in at all times. We have lots of different sizes of harnesses, so you'll be really, really snug. And you'll be, as soon as you get to the top of the ladder, you're about to step on the roof, you'll be clipped in. They sort of work a little bit like a seatbelt. So if you were to fall, then we call it the yo-yo, with that wire there would kind of catch you really quickly. And so you would be caught before you actually got to the ground. And then just a little bit about ladder safety. So as you can see, this is also kind of a good illustration of when you're going to be clipped in. So you'll get to there on the ladder. You never step above there on the ladder until you've been clipped in and you're ready to kind of step onto the roof. And so, yeah, this is kind of just a good example of that. Don't ever climb anything, carry anything while climbing the ladder. Just focus on climbing the ladder. We'll have buckets and ropes that will kind of pull equipment up onto the roof for you throughout that installation, so you never have to kind of worry about it. Never leave an unsecure ladder unattended. So it's probably fairly likely that the crew will have already set up ladders and clipped them to the roof before you get there. But if you are helping to set up ladders, then, you know, if a ladder's just kind of leaning against the house, just don't walk away from it until it's been clipped in properly. And then when somebody's walking up the roof, we like somebody to be at the bottom, just kind of stabilizing it for them, just to add another layer of safety. And then roof safety, if you're going to go up on the roof, if you drop something, it does happen. It can be a small thing or it could be a bigger thing. Yell headache as opposed to, you know, watch out, or we use headache as a kind of universal word for if something's falling off the roof. It means that everybody kind of knows that's what's happening. They don't look up. We don't want people looking up. Obviously, we want the hard hats to kind of do their job. If they are going to be in the line of fire per se, then we want to make sure that whatever it is that's falling is hitting their hard hat and not their face. So do shout headache, even if it's just like a very small thing that you know isn't going to do any damage. It's just good practice to always yell headache if you see something rolling off the roof. Don't ever try and grab something that's rolling off the roof. Just let it go. Do not walk backwards on the roof, already on the ground, but obviously on the roof. You can see there are a lot of kind of tripping hazards, and it's a pretty small space. You want to make sure that you're really looking where it is that you're stepping. And then also be careful, there are areas you want to avoid, so do not stand or sit on the ridge of the roof. And just tread really lightly. In general, roofs are actually pretty delicate, as I was talking about earlier when we were talking about what to wear. That's why we kind of discourage work boots. It's better to wear like lightweight sneakers just so you can kind of tread lightly on the roof. We want to leave that roof in really good condition and be really respectful of it. And then same rules sort of apply to power tools. So there'll be people on site making sure that you have demos of the power tools. If you're not sure how to use a power tool, then we encourage you to try, but we just want to make sure that there's somebody who can kind of be there helping you, can show you what to do. If you're using a power tool, you have to wear gloves, you have to wear safety glasses, so make sure you have those on. And yeah, if somebody is near you as well, they need to also be wearing safety glasses. There are things that can kind of fly off and hit you in the face. And just don't ever try and use a power tool that you've never used before without just letting the SAS know that you're new to it and that you just would like a little bit of help or assistance as you use that. And hopefully it can be a really great learning experience for you. And then the same goes for wires. So you won't be doing any, electrical work or have an electrician on site who'll be doing that. But you might be working with some wires and just kind of pulling them through conduit, or if you're helping to kind of work on the junction box, you might be working with the odd wire. Just don't ever touch a wire unless you've been specifically directed by an SAS. Treat them as if they're live. Just be really, really cautious at all times. And then we also want you to stay at least 4 feet away from the main service panel. So you'll be pointed out to you in the warning where that main service panel is, and then we'll also mark it out with cones. So there'll be no danger of you not knowing where that is. And then you won't be working on that main service panel. That'll be either an SAS or an electrician will be working on that, and they'll have an arc flash suit, and they will be very, very safe. We wouldn't ask you to do anything quite that complicated at this stage. Okay, so that's about it. Just to go over a few recap points. This is what we provide. So we're going to provide really knowledgeable staff on site who've led hundreds of these installations before and are going to be really, really good at answering your questions and kind of guiding you through that installation. We're going to provide you with all of the personal protective equipment that you need to use on site. You just have to turn up in appropriate workwear. We'll provide everything else. We'll also provide lunch and snacks. So you may have kind of some kind of sign up form going around. Make sure that you let us know, ahead of time whether you have any dietary restrictions, anything that you can't eat, so that we can get the right lunch for you. We'll be taking photos throughout the day, so do come prepared to kind of like smile, maybe do a thumbs up here and there. There'll be somebody snapping pictures of you, just so you have something to kind of remember the day by. And then obviously you have our eternal gratitude. And then there'll also be opportunities to stay engaged. So if you have a really, really great time, you want to come out, maybe do some individual installations with us, or you want to, sponsor us, or you want to kind of get involved in some of our international work, then, we'll be able to help you figure out how to do that. And then don't forget that it is about safety over speed. So we really want you to have a good time. Above all, respect the authority of the SIS. As long as you listen to them, you're going to be all right. Always ask questions if you're unsure. No question is stupid. Take breaks. Whether or not it's lunchtime, you're more than welcome to take a break anytime. We want you to stay hydrated. We want you to feel comfortable. We don't want you to feel tired. We want you to be having a good time. Always make sure you're wearing sunscreen, and then obviously have fun. That is Sunny. That is Grid's mascot. Sunny travels around the country. Officers ship Sunny to one another. Sunny has not been in San Diego for quite some time now. So. And then anybody in those blue shirts is going to be the SIS. There might be somebody in an orange shirt. So the folks in the orange shirts here are team leaders. They're basically super volunteers. They've been volunteering with Grid for hundreds of hours. So there might be one of those team leaders on site helping to also guide you through the installation. Anybody in a blue shirt like that is Grid staff. And then the SISs will make themselves very apparent to you in the morning. Make sure you're there for that safety talk. If you're not there for the safety talk, you can't do the installation. So do make sure that you get there in the morning for that safety talk. Make sure you respect the SIS, follow all of their directions. They will be project managing you throughout the day. And then again, ask questions if unsure. I know I've said this a lot, but there really are no stupid questions. We're working with people, almost every day who've never installed solar before. So it's, anything you've asked, I'm sure has already been asked by somebody else at some other point. And thank you for attending this. I hope that you know what to expect, that you're excited for your installation. Obviously, this is a recording, so there is no chat box, but as I said at the beginning, if you have any questions about this or you want to clarify anything, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. You can email me at ehiggins@gridalternatives.org. And I will, I will likely be there on the day of the installation, so I look forward to meeting you. And yeah, just let me know if you have any questions and I'll see you soon. Thanks so much.